Well, it's a little bit more Guten Tag than Bonjour, FSG.
Yeah, it is, isn't it, Args? We have left the Valley of Pallegney due to technical issues, shall we call it
that's
that?
Right.
And we are here in Germany on North Friesland, which is an excellent map.
It is a beautiful map. Had a good look around it and doing something a little bit different. Well, not different. We've done this before, but we've got two different farms. You've got a farm there behind you, and my farm's behind me, and we've kind of met on the border here in the middle of the road.
That's right. Yeah, we're kind of going to do our own thing, look after our own animals, but obviously a lot of shared work. We've got different machinery, so you're going to need some of my machinery, and vice versa. I'm going to need some of yours. So yeah, it's a bit of a cooperative farm gig, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the idea. And there's probably quite a bit of stuff we're going to need that neither of us have, and we're going to have to buy. So,
that's right. Yeah, so we need to make some money pretty quickly as well.
Definitely will. But animals, I think, will be the first priority, keeping them fed and happy, and then from there, I guess it's how can we make some money out of these two farms?
Yep, absolutely. So we've got a mix of crops and things. I think we're just going to go and look at our own farms now, aren't we? So if you're watching my vid, definitely go and check out Argsy's, and hopefully vice versa. If you're watching Argsy's, go check out mine.
Yeah, figure out what each of us are doing, and yeah, I guess I'll catch you soon. I think I'm going to mow a bit of grass and start on some, I don't know, some silage or something for the TMR I'll need, because I've got dairy cows, and I don't know, whatever you're going to be doing.
Yeah, sounds good. I think I might dive into some beets. I've got some baby piggies that are squealing and are needing some food, so
all right,
I might just get them some food off the bat, and then yeah, worry about everything else later.
Nice one. All right, well, I'll pop down and give you a hand hauling those in a little bit if you like, but I'm going to sort out a few things down my end.
Yeah, excellent. And when you're ready to shift some grass out of the field, let me know and I'll come and give you a hand.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right.
Easy. Cheers, mate. We'll see you soon.
In a bit. Bye.
Well, yes, a little bit of a different approach this time. Welcome along, everyone. North Frisian is the map that we're here on. It is on ModHub. It is a map that I believe was in FS22 as well, now available in FS25, and it is FSG. It's a delightful looking map. It's beautifully put together. Lots of things to look at around every corner, and yeah, just lots of things to see. And it's quite compact. It's quite small, but it's got some decent sized fields. But this is our farm. I'll take a look at the map in just a second and show you where we both work and what fields we've got and everything like this. This is home. This is our new dairy farm here. We've got two cattle pens. There's a small one here on the left, and then the big one back there in the middle. We've currently got, I think there's 25 cows in there, already producing milk. So obviously our first priority is to make sure we can feed them and keep them happy. Now, I'm just watching all these birds fly above. I know it's a little bit of a gimmicky novelty addition to Farming Simulator that seems to have come through in one of the latest patches, but I quite like it. Just makes them feel a little bit more alive. So anyhow, before we get into a tour of all our equipment, let's take a look on the map. So here we are. This is North Frisian land for 25, or I'm not even going to try and pronounce this. And if I recall correctly, this is kind of based in the upper northern area of Germany. Quite low lying, quite flat, and you'll see the vast number of drainage ditches scattered around the map. I almost feel like FSG was punishing me when he chose the farm and chose the fields that I've got, because there is drainage ditches everywhere, and he knows my affection for water. Anyhow, zooming on in, this is our farm here. We've got the two dairy pens, and that's basically our farmyard. FSG's literally just down the road. We were standing here in between our two fields and farms, having a little bit of a chat before, but that's him just down there. So we are very compact. Effectively, I imagine we're going to end up running these almost as two farms, but for a multiplayer server, they are two separate farms. We've got four main fields. We've got a field here that's got corn in it, so we can look at some corn silage off that. And then we have three grass fields here over the road, which, like I said, we're going to get some silage and hay, or at least get some grass or something made off those as we can. FSG, on the other hand, has got a field of corn over this side. It's got some barley in that field, a couple there of sunflowers, and some beets down the back there as well, and that's what he's going to be getting into. And yeah, like we said, a little bit of an assortment of equipment between our two maps. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting looking map. Quite a number of different farmyards around. I think there's another one up here, there's one over this way, possibly. I think there might be the BGA in there. But yeah, bit of a unique map to get around. We've got the train tracks that run right through the middle, border our field. So we'll see the train going past quite a bit. But anyhow, enough of that, let's go and have a look around the yard. So like I said, just an assortment of equipment. FSG's gone to the effort of setting this all up for me, so I do appreciate the time he spent sorting that out. We've got the Voucher T-Series, it's the 195 sitting there, the Anderson feed mixer on the back. We've also got the Elmer's Ravager, I think is it called, or Ravage. It's not the Ravager, just a Ravage, but that's a bale shredder, so we can get some straw, throw that in for bedding in for our cows. Carry on over this way. I think most of the equipment's tucked back over in this corner. Like we said, we don't have everything we need, so I think there's going to be a few trips down to the shop to go and pick up a few extra things today, and as we progress you'll see that we don't actually have a trailer for our silage. We do have a very, very nice big Jaguar 990 forage harvester here with a, I think it's a 9 metre, is it the Class 900 on the front? But nice big, yeah, the Orbis 900, so a 9 metre wide header there for forage harvesting. We do have the baler as well, it's the Quadrant 5300 FC, so square bales there, so we won't be able to obviously wrap that as it is, but we can get a wrapper that will wrap square bales if we want to do silage that way. But that might come in handy for some straw if we do want to get some of that. And for doing some hay bales, I do like handling square bales a whole lot better. We're keeping with the Fendt theme, obviously being in Germany, it's quite an appropriate brand to be using. Got the Cargo T740 telehandler, no attachments for it either though, so we're going to have to pick some of those up. And we've got the 728 Vario there with the Vicon mowers front and rear. Now these will swath, I am led to believe. You can see there they've got the belt on the back, which will swath into the centre, so for silage we can obviously do that quite easily. But if we want to make hay, we're going to need a tedder and a windrower as well. So a couple of things we need to buy. That's tedder, a windrower, possibly a bale wrapper to make some silage bales. It's going to be a whole lot quicker because obviously we need to wait if we were going to make some silage with the corn. Our big field here at corn behind us, we were going to chaff that and put it into the bunkers, which were over the other side of the road. I didn't show you those, but there's 3 or 4 silage bunkers over the other side of the road. If we were going to throw the chaff into those, we would need a trailer and obviously wait for it to ferment. I think the bales would ferment a whole lot quicker than the chaff. So I think, like I said, we might go over and start mowing, get a little bit of that done, then we'll look at a tedder, a windrower, a bale wrapper, and probably 2 trailers because we'll need a flat deck trailer, a flatbed trailer for hauling bales, and we'll also, actually, you know what we might do this time? We might even get one of the Anderson bale stackers rather than using a having to use telehandler and things like that to load the bales. Why don't we make our job a little bit easier and get a stacking trailer? That could be the go. And then a silage trailer or something like that that we can use for chaff. So plenty of things to go and buy. But before we do that, let's go and jump in. Let's go and explore one of our fields and get a little bit of mowing started. I must say I appreciate the effort FSG's gone to getting the mowers orange, Argsy Gaming colours, and even the tractor down here, the Fendt. I don't know if this is a custom mod. I think it is. I don't think it looks like a base game option with the toolkit and things like that, but the orange and everything through this, very, very appropriate. Right, so these are the silage bunkers I was talking about, so when we get to chopping and chaffing the silage, we can get into those. But first things first, let's see if we can navigate our way here into our fields. This is the first one here of grass, and we'll make a start on getting some mowing done. So let's pull on in, get everything unfolded, try and set up some steering assist, and see about getting this one sorted. So there we go, 3 headlands actually makes it quite good because it'll break it into some small chunks. It looks like a big field on the map, but when you break it down there in 3 headlands, how much little left there is to do in the middle, it's not actually too bad at all. So let's hit OK on that. Now, need to get everything unfolded. We'll get this one on the back unfolded as well. There we go. Just having a look. Yes, we do have the Real Cab View mod installed, which is very handy to have. So I think we're not going to bother swathing this because I'm kind of mindful. We'll make one in hay. Maybe we'll swath this one and we'll leave the other one for hay. So swath this one so we can get it picked up and wrapped, and the other one will get into some silage, so into some hay, get all the tedding done and everything like that. So let's get everything sorted out here, get it all turned on, back one going, front one going, both lowered down. We're just going to bring up and see what work mode we're on. We do want to make sure that we are on our correct mode. Should be toggle work mode control Y. That is now on. I can't see it telling us what we're doing. See if we can tell from outside. We're going to want to get both of those down, and that should now allow us to swath into the middle. There we go. Perfect. Once we get to where the front mower has already run, we're getting a nice big swath there for us to get wrapped up once we've baled it. So let's get into it. Let's run this down and get this first field underway. There we go, first field mowing. That did not take us too long at all. A few little hiccups here and there, but nothing too bad actually, and we managed to stay out of any of the waterways, which was a plus. So I think we might just leave it there for these at the moment. Just get everything folded up and turned off, and we might go and see about getting some of these other bits of equipment we need. Now, one of the things that's cool, this map has crop destruction on the grass. You can see where we've turned around, everything like that. It's destroying the stubble, so be careful, be mindful as you drive through your fields that you are going to go and destroy some of your grass. So let's head on back down here, and we're going to head on down to the shop and pick up some of the things we need. So we're going to take the Voltra for a drive down to the shop. I was just actually having a look to make sure I knew where it was. And it's actually surprisingly convenient from where we are located. So to the right is FSG's farm, to the left is the shop, so it is literally just down the end of this road, not too far at all, which makes it really handy because we are going to have to do a few trips back and forth between there. I was trying to think of ways I could buy a flatbed trailer or lease a low loader or something like that to make a few less trips, but for what we've got to pick up and how far we have to go, it really is not worth the hassle. Just be able to see the building through the trees. We go away down here. This is, of course, this is all our maize here on the left, corn that we're going to be chopping and putting into silage, so we'll definitely need FSG to come and give us a hand for that one. And we'll go down and see how he's going on his beats. I did say we'd go and give him a hand, so I don't want this to be a series where we just end up doing our own thing and not working together at all, but I think today's just a little bit of a setup and kind of finding our feet with things. But here we are, this is the shop, so let's get ourselves safely into here. I've got a couple of things to pick up, and then we'll get back down and make a start on getting some baling done. Here we are, craft a land machine ag. Get the shop trigger in through here. So we're just going to pop ourselves into this and take a quick look. Now, I've already done a little bit of perusing, but first things first, I did say we were going to pick up an Anderson, or it's not an Anderson, it is the Argsy stacker here. So $90,000, but it is just going to make our life so much more simple. This will carry 14 square bales, so we're going to go through and buy one of these because I think we're going to get a lot of use out of this with straw, silage bales, hay bales, and the like. So we'll pick that one up. And this one kind of interested me. I was thinking about it and I thought, wouldn't it be great to do the extractor and make the tube bales rather than the inline wrapper? And of course, a lot of the wrapping I've done before has been with round bales, and I was like, oh, it's more expensive. Then I looked at how much it costs for the SW4014 or the Govial G4010, which also wrap the square bales, and it's actually half the price. We can only do 180 centimeter square bales, but it's only this one here which would do 220. This still only does 180, so we're not actually disadvantaging ourselves, and it's something a bit different. I don't often do it, so let's jump in here, figure out what color wrap we're going to go with. Quite a fan of the nature green, I think, so let's go and buy it with that. Of course, we could just buy the wrap and fill it up, but let's buy it fully prepped. We'll have to add some into it a little bit later anyhow, probably once it runs out, but let's get that bought. I'll pay the price for the wrap, 35,900. The last thing we need to get, for now at least, is find our telehandler, which is back up the top here somewhere. Go into telehandler tools, and we do want to get ourselves a bale fork. So I think we'll just go here for the Argsy bale fork. That's going to be the best one, I think. Just double check. FSG didn't put any modded options in here. Can't see anything popping up and out at me at the moment. So we will just go for that one, and that will be our tool for the bale handler. Now, of course, the thing I was thinking about, I think that there's a drawbar on the back of the telehandler. So hopefully if we buy this, we can bring the telehandler down to haul back, probably the wrapper would be the easiest thing for it to bring back, and the tractor can take the bale stacker. So here we go. Everything bought. Where's it all spawned? You know where it spawned? It is spawned wherever FSG had our store delivery set up for us previously, so we might have to reset that back to the shop here, but it has moved our spawn point for our equipment. There we go, it's actually back at the farmyard right there, so we don't actually have to do anything to get it back there. Oh well, we'll take that as a little win. We were well intentioned in coming down here to buy it all. And there we go, everything all lined up there nice and neatly, look at that. There's our bale loader, there is the extractor, and there is the telehandler. The telehandler bale fork, for want of a better description, is exactly what it is. Spit out my words tonight. It's been a long week and I'm struggling, but there we go. Right, let's turn that off, because one thing I'm just curious about. This is the T195. I don't actually know our horsepower requirements or horsepower on the 728 or the 195, so just need to double check we've got something that will power the baler to make sure we can get the baling done. So the 728 there is 303 horsepower, and the 195 is only 210, and the quadrant requires 250, so we are going to have to run that on the Fendt, the bigger of the two tractors, so that's good to know. So we can leave the Valtra here hooked up to that trailer, and we'll have a look at getting this set up. I'm also going to have to find some space to try and wrap these where they're not going to be in the way. I have to try and maybe, dare I say it, against the house. Not quite sure. There's actually quite a bit of space back over this way where the forage harvester and the baler are. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Figure out the best place to put them. Maybe even over in the field. Not sure. And there we go. We do have a hitch there on the back of the fence, so at least we can use that to move the bale wrapper around. In fact, while we're here, we'll jump up in here and go and get it all hooked up and ready to go. I was just thinking, we've got these silage bunkers out here, and I wondered if we'd have some space. Actually, this could be a really good space. If we can start these bales down the end and sort of do them along this tree line, we could possibly do 2 or 3 rows, and that should be a good spot where they're kind of accessible, but kind of out of the way. And particularly if we were to fill up the furthest bunker first and worked our way across, I don't know how many of these we're actually going to need. We might never fill this one up, so I reckon against those trees could be a really good spot. So let's go. I'm going to go grab the baler. I'm going to go and make a start. I'm getting some bales pressed. We had a chat to FSG briefly before. We're going to get these bales done and then going to give him a hand with his beats, and he's then going to come over and help us with our bale loading and getting those off the field once we're all good to go. So yeah, should be able to give him a hand at doing that. Right, let's jump on back up in here, get the mowers unhooked, and go and get hooked up to the baler. So there we go, big fan of this quadrant, the class equipment, the class baling equipment in particular. Forage harvesters as well, very, very nice bits of equipment. I think the only thing people seem to have a bit of a gripe against is the tractors for some reason. Mowers, windrowers, balers, combines, all of that sort of thing seem to be quite a popular choice, but class tractors, for some reason, not quite so much. Anyhow, let's get ourselves in here. Now I do need to, of course, unfold things first. Still getting my head around some keybinds, but there we go. That's sorted, get that done now. Actually double check our bale size. We're going to be making those 180 bales, or we'll find we're not actually able to wrap them. So we go, lower the pickup, and we're into it. 180 centimetre grass bales incoming. You can see that already starting to fill up. And of course we're going to end up with more bales because 180 are a little bit smaller, but probably actually better for mixing our TMR, to be perfectly honest with you. What size are they going to be? 5,000 litres? Definitely much easier to manage that into a TMR mixer. So there we go. First one on its way out the back there, and once again, see that awesome ground destruction that you're getting there, crop destruction that you're getting with the grass underneath the wheels. Very, very nice indeed. Alright, let's crack into it. Let's get this field baled up. Well, there we are. That's us coming up to a complete field. A few bales off here, actually. Not too bad at all. And I'm loving this this grass crop destruction. I know I've said it a couple of times, but how good does it look? You can see exactly where you've been. I know, technically one tractor driving over grass isn't going to destroy it. It's going to slow it down and dent it a little bit, but you'd have to drive over and over and over it to see any real benefit, or any real destruction, sorry, not benefit, any real impact of it. Just driving over it once, it's probably going to spring back up, but it's cool all the same, particularly when you look over and see it all over there. We'll bring up our HUD in just a second, or our help menu in just a second, just to see how many bales we have ended up with. I just knew there was a chunk over here we would come over and pick up. There we go, just get that in there as well. Not enough for another bale. Right, let's get that turned off. Keep on pressing the wrong button. We'll eject out what's in there, I'm hoping. No, let's see if we do it that way. There we go. Keybinds on, the controller's not working for that one. And there we go. We'll fold the baler up for now, and let's just have a look. What have we ended up with out of that field? 33 bales each. So what were they? 5,000 litres? So about 150, 165,000 litres of grass, which will become silage. That's not a bad start at all. However, we're going to leave those there for now, because we're going to go down and give FSG a help out. So we'll just give him a call and see what he needs to come down and do. Argsy to FSG.
Go ahead, mate.
Do you need a hand down there with moving your beats around?
If you're at a loose end, I wouldn't say no. I've got 73% in the hopper. I've just tipped a load in the shed back at the yard, and
okay.
The trailer's still down there. So yeah, if you fancy mucking in, I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, I've finished my baling, so I thought if I come down and give you a hand do that, then you could perhaps, once we're finished, come down and help me move the bales off the field.
Yeah, more than happy to. No worries at all.
Alright, I'll pop down. I'll see you in a minute.
Tremendous, thanks, mate.
No worries. Well, good thing it's only a short little walk. We will head on down and go and give him a hand. Go and see what this beet harvesting's all about. Who'd have thought? FSG doing root crops. Well, here we are. This looks like his beast. What's he got here? Deutz Fahr 8280 Warrior. Nice tractor. Fortunate enough to see where those are made. Very exciting. And the Crampy tipper in here. It looks like, just go and have a look in the back here. Indeed, he's tipping them in here. Actually, that's not a bad idea, is it? He tips them right back in the corner. You can come in this side with his wheel loader and pick them up, take them out. Clever man. Right, we'll jump in there. Nice sheds these, the big timber beams. We're not here to look at those. Let's jump up in here. He must have a Deutz farm going on, actually. We've just got the other Deutz over there too. 6 series? 7 series. 7 series sitting over there as well. Class Scorpion as well. But if you want to do a proper farm tour, go and check out the start of his video, because I'm sure he'll be showing you everything he's got. Right, let's jump up in here and go and give him a hand. So safety first, we'll get our beacons on here. Now, run on down this way. We've got this cornfield, and on the other side of the road, that's FSG's, there's the sunflowers, and if you look over there just through the trees, you're able to spot his beet harvester. Now I'm just going to take it easy through here, through this little neighbourhood. A few houses and things to negotiate. Figure out exactly where's this field entrance. Can we get into it just here? Doesn't look like it. We might have to run around a little bit further. Not sure exactly where we get into this one.
FSG to Args.
Go ahead, mate.
You've just missed the turning.
Was it? Where was it?
You have to drive between the houses.
Oh, between the houses.
Yeah.
Alright, well, wish me luck turning around. I'll see if I can get back there.
Keep an eye on the first house as you drive in as well. Tell me what you see, which is quite cool.
Alright, I'll take a look. Alright, let's see if we can find this field entrance. There we go. You can see that there. Now, what are we looking at the first house as we drive in? Let's just see. An animated person out in the little robo mower. How cool is that? Look at that little robo mower there. I'm sure he was pegging his clothes up a second ago. Nodding his head. Lift his hands up and peg some clothes up or not? I could have sworn I saw that. That robo mower is pretty cool. The robo mower is very, very neat. A little detail like that actually really brings a map to life, right? Another person standing out there doing their clothes. Must be washing day. Right, looks like FSG's are ready to unload, so we'll get ourselves in next to him. Pretty cool looking beet harvester, this thing. We won't run him over, but we will jump out and have a chat. And was I looking out for the person hanging up there washing, or the robotic lawnmower?
Yeah, the little robotic lawnmower I thought was quite cool.
Nice little touch, eh? Little things like that that just bring a map to life.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Here,
thanks for the help, by the way. Much
that's
appreciated.
Alright. That's alright. Nice tractor there.
Yeah, recognise that?
Yeah, I do actually. I do indeed.
At the start of the vid actually that we'd driven them at Deutz Far a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I said exactly the same thing when I saw it. I was like, oh, I've had the pleasure of seeing where these got built. Very appropriate. Right. Oh, well, I'll just swap. Does the hopper
There's
fill
about
up
76% in the trailer. Yeah,
okay.
it needs about another 15% in or 60% in to top it up. So
okay.
Yeah, you can run alongside me for half a row and you'll probably be full.
Yeah, sounds good. Perfect. Who'd have thought you'd see FSG doing rock crops?
I'm dumping these in the shed now.
I did
Sorry,
spot
say
that.
that again.
I was going to say, who'd have thought you'd see FSG doing root crops?
Doing root crops and enjoying it.
Oh, there we
It's
go.
actually really good fun.
Oh, there you go. Good on you. I did see what you were dumping in the shed, so I will add to the pile. Perfect.
Excellent, thank you, mate.
No worries. 92% even. We're definitely going to fill up pretty quick with a full hopper. Get ourselves there next to him. We don't even need to try and match speeds. What are we running at? 6 miles per hour by the looks of things? The old standard. Every harvester and farm sim runs at 6 miles per hour. Well, at least that's what it feels like. Right, there we go. 97, 98. If I really need to count down, but we must have a 20,000 litre capacity trailer on the back here. There we are, it's us full. Right. Peel out, and might be time for another little time lapse here as we give FSG a hand. Well, we're just about done here. I don't think going to be one pass or two. Definitely two passes. Right, we'll go back down and wait down the other end. We should get it all in one load. Starting to question myself now. It'll be pretty close. Oh, I suppose FSG can probably run the harvester back with some in it. Not sure actually, but we'll go down and wait down this end for him to get back. We'll get the last little bit into here and we'll be out of the field. Go and what are we going to do? I guess we're going to go and move over and get my bales picked up and try and get some of those wrapped. See how we go with that. 33 shouldn't take too long to actually get wrapped. It's probably only, what, 2 loads with that bale loader? Anyhow, we'll find out. We'll get this done and then we'll head on down and get that taken care of. Well, I was a little nervous because I left the field last time with about 4% left in the trailer, or capacity left in the trailer. I thought, oh goodness, have I gone and sold us short? That we're not going to get all of that in one load. But we have still had space for 1,300 litres. Yeah, so let's go and get this dumped back in FSG's shed and we'll get the tractor parked up for him. We'll have a little chat. There we go, all done. Right, I'm not even sure where he's going to want his tractor left. We might just leave it in here, eh? Get that turned off and go and see what he wants to do.
Appreciate your help with that, mate. Very helpful.
No drama. It's good to be able to keep the harvester moving, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Right, would you like a help with your bales?
Yeah, that'd be nice actually. You've got a good stack of red beets in there.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Hope you
they wouldn't go in the silo actually. I did try, but
okay.
No, they wouldn't go in. So
no, I was saying you've actually
place for them.
It is because you can come in that other door to pick them up with your wheel loader.
That's right. Yep.
Very clever. Yeah, if you want to come down, if you want to load the bales up, I'm going to set this. I've got the extractor to set up so you can pick the bales up, drop them off, and I'll load those on.
Excellent, let's do it.
Alright, sounds good. Look at this. It's, what, 400 metres? And you had to drive. I was just saying it's 400 metres and you had to drive down here.
Yeah, I just thought maybe you needed the tractor or something, I don't know, but then I see that lovely stealthy Veltra there and I'm like, okay, yeah. Mine looks a little bit rubbish compared to that.
Yeah, no, fair enough, fair enough. That's a good reason. I'll let you off. Yeah, so if you want to take the Veltra, so the field's just over the road. I'm going to set the wrapper up next to the silage bunkers just over the way there as well. There's a bit of space against the trees on the left-hand side.
Yeah, nice.
So if you want to go and grab a load of bales and bring them in, and I'll set about getting that set up and loaded and wrapping.
I'll absolutely do that. No worries at all.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right.
Have fun. Right, let's go and get this all set up and moving now. I think the key is that where the rollers are, that's the end that the bales will come out. You put them up in this end. They go in through here, this thing pushes them along and then out, and they slide down the ramp, or they don't actually slide down the ramp. This thing moves forward. It's got a little motor in it somewhere. Can't actually see where. There's a little petrol motor or something in there. You hear it start up. So anyhow, let's jump in here. Take this over and go and get it sorted. Looks like FSG's taking a little bit of a look-see around the farm. I'm pretty sure we can maneuver the extractor as well from in it. It's got its own little self-drive, so we can fine-tune the position once it's in the spot without too much hassle. But what I'm wanting to do is basically get it set up somewhere in and around here so we can run it along these trees, and of course the end is going to go poked right up in there. So let's just unhook that there. There we go. And we're going to jump in it and see if we can sort it out. So, in here, turn the motor on. There we go. Now, can we drive it? There we go, we can. And we've got some turning and steering, so I kind of want to set it up in a line so that it's going to go along the trees a little bit more. I almost want to aim for that birch tree down the end. Might just clip some of the trees on the edge, but that looks about right there. Now, are we far enough in? We can probably go a little bit further. These bales poked right in the corner. There we go. Now, I think, do we unfold it? There we go. Unfold that. And don't know if we need to turn it on. I think that should be us good to go. So, between here and there, a little straight line down to that tree, we should be able to get these bales wrapped. Now, just to make sure it's all working properly, we've gone and grabbed ourselves a bale out of the field. We're not going to take up FSG's job, but let's just go around and all going to plan. I'm going to plonk this in here. I'm a little bit worried that we're going to end up in the trees a little bit too much, but let's just see. Put that down. I just want to pick it up a little bit higher. There we go. Because I don't want to be going and moving moving the angle this is on, because it looks like it's about right, but we should go. Yeah, put in a little bit further forward. Let's just see. Got this all running properly, it should. If we do that, there we go. You can see that's going to push it forward. Jump out and have a look at it, and the wrapping's going to start. Then the little pusher slides back, the next bale comes in, and I'll start wrapping. You can see it's put a wrap on the end as well. So there we go. Right, it looks like it's happy and sorted. So now we just need FSG to get the bales in here. Hopefully he'll drop them off sort of somewhere just there would be helpful. Once he's done that, we can keep on loading up. Just sneak through here and have a look. There we go, happy days. No auto load, this is proper 100% mechanical loading solution. We'll watch FSG get these unloaded, so he'll tip the back up there. He's going to have to drive forward, hopefully he's left enough space there at the front. Let's go to the clamp. You should see them sort of settle a little bit. There we go, not tipping over. Now if he drives forward enough, those last little spikes will come out and he should be able to fold it back down. And there we go. Now it's our job to not walk into our own spikes, but to pick those up and go and throw them into the back of there. Perfect. Right, well, let's see if this is all going to work for us. Now, if I'm fast enough, I should technically be able to put the top one on, put them in like so, and then the top one, there we go, actually still stays held on there, so it's going to work out alright. So we just sit here and wait for the next one, wait for that slide to slide back. There we go, lower that down and in position, and before long hopefully that's going to start moving forward. Right, there we go, looks like we're in a good spot. So we're just going to carry on, get these bales loaded up. FSG will keep doing what he's doing. Of course the way it's happening is it's actually taking our top one off because it's not actually spiked. So there we go, and it's moving forward. Our sausage has commenced. Here we go, the last two bales, and we're just going to sneak them in for the tree. Might almost have to get a chainsaw, but managed to hopefully successfully get them past there. A few little glitchy gremlins, as I was trying to be a bit cute doing this whole double stacking methodology, but it seems to work out. And I think from having observed this type of wrapping being done previously, the wrapper won't actually, in real life, the wrapper doesn't start until the operator presses a button on a remote, so you can actually stack them, grab the top bale off, and then you can press the remote and it'll start wrapping. It's not actually automated like it is here. At least that's how I understand it. Someone might correct me on that, but there we go. That's that all done. We've snuck in between the tree. Hopefully we've got enough space to be able to finish this off. So now that we're at our last one, pretty sure what we do is we're going to jump into the actual wrapper itself and have a look. There we go. We want to unload bales, so I think if we press R, it's going to push that and carry on wrapping. So it brings that ram up, basically pushes it out of the way, and we're just going to sneak away with getting stuck between the tree, and it's going to keep on pushing them. So it's probably actually pushed them all the way down the end there, but in hindsight that's probably going to work out pretty well. So we'll get that unfolded. Drawbar there just sticking through a little bit, but I think all in all that's going to work out pretty well. Now we should be able to go. Just get this positioned out of the way. There we go. Just leave that there for now. Turn that off. We're going to have a look here at our bales. It's going to tell us they are 5,000 litres each and fermenting, so it doesn't actually tell us our total amount of bales. Thanks, buddy.
That was good fun.
It was. I'll tell you what, you figure another way to wrap 33 bales that quickly.
That was rapid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely rapid.
Yeah, it is quite a good way. And you know, we were saying earlier, it's quite an often overlooked method of wrapping.
It is. It's a shame because it's a very, well used solution for farmers, but for some reason in the game it sits there collecting dust. So yeah, it's nice to see it being used.
Yeah, and when you've got a bit of dead sort of land like this, I guess it's easy to use too. Somewhere to put it. It's kind of out of the way,
absolutely.
But nice one. Thank you for the help. Yep. That made it much quicker too, not having to go and pick the bales up myself.
Yeah, no, definitely cut down the time as well. So loving the efficiency. Brilliant.
Yeah, perfect. All right, mate. Well, that was fun. Sort of introduction to a new way of farming for us, something a bit different. See how it works out over the coming weeks.
That's right. Yeah, and we've got a bit of variety coming down the line as well, haven't we? Different crops and things to harvest. So
yeah,
should be good fun.
Dropping some forage into these bunkers very soon, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. All right, mate. Well, you have a good week, and look forward to catching you next week.
Yeah, likewise, mate. Have a good one.
All right. Take care. See you later.
Catch you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen, I should say. Right, well, there we go. Bales all wrapped. Field is cleared of them all. We'll actually have to figure out now what we have to do to return this to a good state of grass. Whether we go through here with a meadow roller, it might be something we look at leasing once we've mown the other two fields. Yeah, let me know. What do you think we need to be doing to this? It does say it needs rolling. 50% fertilised. I think I saw we had some slurry sitting over in the cow pastures, or one of the cow barns as well. So maybe we get out and spread a little bit of slurry on here. But for now, that is going to do it for us today. We'll be back next week. We'll be mowing those other two fields, probably getting a tedder and a windrower, making some hay, and we'll be seeing what FSG has in store, whether he needs a hand from us as well. Make sure you go over and check out FSG's point of view as well. You'll see his farm in a little bit more detail, as well as what he was doing when he first started out. But there we go. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you in the next one.